Happy Thursday, everybody. I guess Thursday is my day to do my pop up lives, it seems. Today, I may be hitting a nerve with coaches and consultants out there. It might be a little bit controversial, but I am going to stand behind my topic today, which is kicking your coaches to the curb. Yes, I'm telling you to take a pause. Perhaps if you're in the middle of a coaching program, if you are looking for a coach right now, this is going to be a really important live for you to watch because there are things that I want you to do before you hire that person. And this is coming from working as a coach with individuals and from being coached and all the mistakes that I have made over time with choosing the wrong programs or choosing the wrong person for me. And why did this happen? I think this will probably be a series. Today, we're going to just concentrate on knowing how you work, meaning as you are coached, what do you need? What type of individual and learner are you? And most of us don't really know, honestly. It's something where we don't necessarily take the time to reflect and assess on what works and what doesn't. So what I want you to do, oh, and here comes my dog, which I forgot to crate up. Get in the crate. Crate up, sweetheart. Crate up so we don't hear you walking around. Get in there. Her nails are way too long right now. And she's really noisy. Get in the crate. Thank you. Stay there for a minute. All right. So this is what I want you to do. This is a little exercise that I am going to be implementing myself before I take on another coach because I'm sort of at that position, at that place right now where I feel like the coaching that I'm doing right now is a little bit more along the lines of this is what the coach would do versus this is what I need to do to be successful. And that's a really easy trap to fall into because you hire someone who is more successful than you or that speaks in language that you're like, yes, I want that. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they can provide you with the kind of coaching in the way that you need to work. And I know there are things that you want to work on, and you're saying, well, that's what I want to change. And that's great. You need to know what that is so that you can communicate to the prospective coach before they are hired. Because as a coach, we only want what's best for you. And if we aren't going to be the right fit, sometimes we don't realize it until we're partway through a coaching program that we're like, geez, I wish I would have known more about this person beforehand, or I wish I would have known that before um, they engaged me. Because one thing that often happens, and after you do the exercise that I'm going to tell you to do, this might help you. There may be things you need to do before you engage the coach that you want to. There may be some other people that you need to work with first. So, for instance, the body language coaching that I do. If I have the sense that an individual is coming to me uh, to work on a presentation that they're going to be giving that's really high stakes for them, or they have a speech or something that they're about to give, they may need to work with a speech writer or somebody that can help take what they want to say and frame it better for them than I could. I can give them coaching. I can do so much in that area, but that isn't totally my area of expertise. So I have somebody that I would recommend for them to go work with first. Say, go get this presentation scripted the way that you want it, and we'll work with that, or we'll make changes to it after the fact to fit your body language more to a T. But until you have the words that you want to say, working with me might not be as beneficial to you as you want it, and leave it up to them. If they say, no, I really want to work from the the body, like what signals I give and how my thing should be crafted, versus that I say, great, we'll work on that. We're going to teach you about you and how you move. And then you take that information uh, to the speech writer, helper, marketer person. You see, sometimes there are other things that need to happen first. And again, as coaches, we might not get all of that because we're not hearing that from you in that initial consult. So here is the exercise. We're going to cut right to the chase today. I want you to take stock of all of the programs that you have done in the past, online things, coaching programs, whether you did masterminds, all of the things that you did or are doing, and the people that you're working with, and be really, really honest about what worked, what didn't work so well, and then why. Really try to get to the why for this, because this is going to help you, again, choose the right coach from the outset, or communicate with the current coach that you have of what's not working and why it's not working for you. Because as coaches, good coaches, they can pivot. And good coaches say, all right, thank you for telling me that this isn't working. I certainly don't want you to do something that isn't working for you. They will help you be able to pivot. And if not, and they say, you know what, then you really should work with my friend so and so who does similar work, but I think can give you what you want. Because coaches know coaches, and most coaches are very, at least the ones that I work with or that I refer, are open to sharing the wealth, recommending somebody else if they're not the right person. So what worked, what didn't, and why? We need to learn from our mistakes, right? And part of this is evaluating how you go about solving problems. Because if the way the coach is going to suggest that you solve a certain problem is not how you function, or it's not how you work, it's not how you make decisions, unless that's the thing you're trying to change, then it's not, you're going to be trying to put that, proverbial square peg in a round hole, right? So are you the person that learns as you go? Are you a doer and you want the coach to give you a lot of things to do and you'll just try them all and see which things work? That's one way of working. Some people are like, no, I do not want to waste time on a lot of things that don't work. I want to do a ton of research and I want a lot of information. Maybe you need a coach that has already tried a ton of different things and can help you educate yourself and figure out which thing is the best for you. Right? Do you see how those are two very different ways of working? And some coaches are going to be really good at one, and some coaches are going to be really good at another. But if you don't know that about yourself and you can't go to that coach and say, this is how I like to work, is that how you work with clients? Or ask, how do you work with clients? And when they tell you what their process is, see if it matches the process that works for you. It's very easy for us to get caught up in pain points of quick fixes, of the expertise or the testimonials or the other people that people have worked with, the cachet of who they've worked with or the speaking engagements they've had and all of those things. It's very easy to get caught up in that. I have done that with people and I have been snookered. I will put it right out there by a marketing firm, actually, that convinced me to work with them. And then basically I lost a whole ton of money. And you hear that from pretty much everybody. Oh yeah, I took this, $25,000 coaching program. And at the end I had nothing to show for it. Now it could be that you didn't do the work. I will granted that might be it. And I have a lot of programs that I have on my laptop that I downloaded a bunch of stuff right from somebody's website, or I have passwords to access all of this material, and then I only do so much of it and I don't follow through to the end. Maybe you need a lot of accountability. I'm a really great self-starter, but if I don't have a ton of accountability of, okay, by this day, this needs to be done, And that's difficult to get at a really large group program. You don't really necessarily get a lot of accountability in a Facebook group. You don't necessarily get the accountability that you need if you're only meeting as a group online once a month or something. So I know that about myself. Those types of programs don't work as well for me. They are less expensive, but it would be better for me to lay out bigger bucks and work one on one. And that's something that I've learned about myself. But now I know that, and I can go into a consultation knowing this. So you see, this is really coming from my heart because, yes, do I want you to work with me? Do I want you to learn how to present true to you? Absolutely. Would I be thrilled and excited to teach you body language and certify you in body language so that you can teach others? Absolutely. But I also want to make sure that working with me is the right thing for you. And I will be asking the hard questions of how do you work? What type of decision maker are you? How do you make decisions? Because if you don't have that information, I may ask you to go back and figure those things out, and then let's have another conversation. All right. So we've kicked our coaches to the curb for a while. Or maybe you just need to tell your coach, I need to take a little break. I need to take 2 weeks and then come back for another session because I need to figure some things out for me and I want to make sure that I've completed everything that we've done up until now. Maybe you just say, look, I've gotten behind with with the work we've been doing and I don't want to continue until I have this. And most coaches, I think, would probably be amenable to that because they know you're going to go further and that's what they want. Coaches want the best for you. Okay, everybody. That's it for today. Kick your coaches to the curb just for a little while until you really know yourself, how you work, and what kind of coach will work for you. Have a great weekend, everybody. If you live in Chicago, enjoy Saturday. It's finally going to be 80. Yoo-hoo! Take care, everybody.